Giving, and a Michigami trades teacher surprised with $50,000.
Later, J. Alex Miller will have an up-to-date forecast, and Caleb Rydell with sports. Hi, I'm Don Edwards.
And I'm Callie Hunter, and this is Public Eye News. On Tuesday, November 27th, NMU will hold a Day of Giving where faculty, staff, and alumni will come together to pledge money and resources for various causes. NMU's Day of Giving will coincide with Giving Tuesday, a global charitable event. This year's focus will be on giving to the Northern Fund, the Flexible Aid Fund, student scholarships, and the NMU Food Pantry. A Republic Michigami teacher and former NMU alumnus was surprised with a $50,000 prize this morning. Matthew Barberchek, who teaches woodworking and welding, is one of 15 second-place winners of the 2018 Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Prize for Teaching Excellence. Barberchek was awarded $15,000 of the prize, with the other $35,000 going to Republic Michigami schools to support the Winning Trade Skills program.
As the holiday season approaches, Operation Christmas Child kicks off this week. The program collects shoeboxes full of donated items like hygiene products, small toys, and school supplies for children overseas living in poverty. The Marquette location for dropping off donations is at Bethel Baptist Church, located at 829 Grove Street in Marquette. A Marquette area doctor facing prison time has more charges added to his record. A preliminary hearing for Jonathan Robertson added 22 other charges, including 10 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the first degree during felony, delivery of a controlled substance, and delivery manufacture of narcotic cocaine. Another preliminary exam will be held on December 17th.
A Michigan man who is finishing up a jail sentence for impersonating an ambulance medic has a history of lying, according to court records. Tony Fortuna, who is currently serving a 9-month sentence at the Kent County Jail, had been arrested before on counts of impersonating a uniformed officer, petty larceny, credit card fraud, forging checks, receiving stolen goods, and falsely obtaining services. Fortuna had also lied to the FBI about having knowledge on phony bomb plots in order to lessen prison time for a previous sentence. And an Ironwood woman pleaded guilty to 1 count of felony animal cruelty on 10 or more animals on Wednesday. Crystal Marie Lotzer was arrested in Gogebic County after animal control officers found and seized 4 dogs, 7 cats, 20 rabbits, a raven, a seagull, and a snake from her home. Lotzer's pretrial conference is set for November 29th. And after this break, we'll be back with your national and international news.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. This week on UTR, it's our big holiday extravaganza. First, we take you to a parade that's so bright, you can see it from space. Then we show you a school where Santa learns how to do his jolly thing. We also take you on a train ride to the North Pole and go way back in time for a classic holiday night. We even wrap it all up with more big bright lights. It's Happy Holidays on Under the Radar, Michigan.
Tonight at 9:30, Friday at 5 p.m., and Saturday night at 10:30.
And welcome back. In attempts to dissuade smoking, an FDA official has pledged to crack down on menthol cigarettes and flavored vapes. The effort is designed to end teen smoking e-cigarettes, which is seen as safer. However, flavored e-cigs and vapes are seen as directed towards kids and minors. Smoking is the leading cause of preventable illness in the nation. It's now been 1 week since the deadliest fire in California's history began north of Sacramento. Searchers recovered 8 more victims of the Camp Fire yesterday, bringing the death toll to 56. 130 people, most of them over 65, are still missing. The Camp Fire has destroyed nearly 9,000 homes and forced at least 52,000 people to evacuate. Maria Villarreal is in Paradise, California, which was left in ruins by the fire.
For those that escaped the Camp Fire, the daily litany of updated numbers fails to capture the full impact of the disaster surrounding them.
138,000 acres, 35% contained. Citizens in shelters, 1,385.
But with shelters at near capacity and thousands more displaced, many have been forced to set up camp in this Walmart parking lot.
There's more evacuees, more people running out of money for hotels, and families, they're staying with people that, they can't stay there forever.
These before and after photos show the extent of the devastation in Paradise. Building after building turned to rubble. Government officials say rebuilding efforts could take years.
People don't have that long to wait.
Right now, the Federal Emergency Management Agency is working with 700 open disasters. All these disasters take multiple years to get through.
I didn't expect it to move that fast.
Anna Dice says she and her father, Gordon, were ready to evacuate when suddenly he ran back inside the house.
I honked the horn and the kitchen collapsed outward. And I knew, and I tried to get in the car and drive out, but the tires had melted.
Anna survived all night by wading in a shallow pond, but she fears her father is now gone.
When he ran inside, and then he never came out.
Investigators are still working to figure out what caused this fire to start, but several homeowners have already filed a lawsuit against the local utility company PG&E. Reportedly, that utility company is now saying it faces billions of dollars in liability costs, and that's money they're not sure their insurance company can pay out. So inevitably, consumers might be on the hook for this. Mireya Villarreal, CBS News, Paradise, California.
Dartmouth College was sued Thursday after allegedly allowing 3 professors to create an inappropriate culture within their department. 7 women filed the suit against the college after being subjected to sexual harassment and assault by 3 professors. The professors, William Kelly, Paul Whalen, and Todd Heatherton, reportedly held drunken parties and went out to the bars where they would harass the students. The 3 men would also allegedly punish students in their department that turned down their advances. Heatherton has apologized for his behavior, but Whalen and Kelly could not be reached for comment. Saudi Arabia has announced charges against 11 people that they say are responsible for the murder of U.S. resident Jamal Khashoggi. Nicole Killian is at the White House with the story.
Saudi Arabia's top prosecutor announced charges against 11 people they claim were associated with the murder of Washington Post contributor Jamal Khashoggi. And he says the kingdom will seek the death penalty for 5 of the accused. According to the prosecutor, Saudi Arabia's former deputy head of intelligence ordered Khashoggi's killing. He says Khashoggi was targeted because of his work with foreign media organizations. Khashoggi was killed at the Saudi consulate in Turkey and then dismembered. It took the Saudis 2 weeks to acknowledge he had been killed, and they haven't said where his remains are. Thursday, the Trump administration announced sanctions against 17 Saudi individuals associated with the murder, but it has been reluctant to inflict widespread punishment because of the importance of the U.S.-Saudi relationship. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says Saudi Arabia is critical in countering Iran's influence in the region.
We will continue to work to maintain that important strategic relationship while holding accountable those responsible for this atrocious death.
But critics of the administration say the president's attacks against the press emboldened the Saudis.
I don't think under President Reagan, under President Bush or Obama or Clinton, that any so-called ally would have taken that kind of action because they know America at that point stood for a free press and human rights.
Tuesday, Senator Lindsey Graham, a strong ally of President Trump, called Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman unstable and said he and other senators are discussing more sanctions against Saudi Arabia. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
And after the break, we'll be back with weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Coming up on Austin City Limits.
Saturday night at 11 on Public TV 13.
Hello there, I'm Alex Miller here with your weather. Today we're starting to see some of that snow we got this past week clear off of campus, and green's just poking through. But as we'll see coming up ahead, it is going to be buried again tonight. But let's take a look at our current conditions first. Right now it is partly cloudy with a temperature of 38 degrees and winds coming from the south at 16 miles an hour with barometric pressure of 29.89 inches and falling. Tonight, we're going to see some snow with a low of 29 degrees and winds coming from the southwest at 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow it will warm up, but be a little bit cloudy with winds coming from the northwest at 17 miles an hour. Let's take a look across the UP. Over here in the Sioux, we got 35 degrees with just a bit of sun poking out, but along the southern UP, starting with Manistee here, we're going to see a lot of clouds. Manistee is 36 degrees, but both Escanaba and Menominee are going to be 37 degrees. Ironwood, too, is 37 degrees, but with some sun poking out. Ironwood is 39 degrees, partially cloudy. Up in the Keweenaw, Houghton is 40 degrees. And back here in Marquette, it is 38 degrees. Let's take a look at your week ahead. Saturday, we're going to have a high of 28 degrees and a low of 14 degrees with clouds. Sunday, we're going to have a high of 27 degrees and a low of 18 degrees. Some of that cloud's going to clear up, but it's still there. Monday, we have a high of 22 degrees and a low of 15 degrees, and with those clouds coming back. Well, Caleb, as weather's warming up, we're starting to see a lot of green and white on campus, but I think a lot of fans are going to be wearing some green and gold tonight.
Absolutely, and the Packers are playing tonight. Tonight, the Green Bay Packers will play the Seattle Seahawks, and while this game will not be either team's need-to-win game, the team that doesn't win will be extremely disadvantaged. Being called an uphill climb to the playoffs, the loser of tonight is going to need to catch a break or make something really special happen if they plan to stay in. The Seahawks would fall to 4-6 record, which would make getting a wild card a long shot and would leave them behind Carolina, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Dallas, and Minnesota. As for the Packers, if they do not win this game, they are looking at 4-5-1 record, and they would have a hard time catching up to the Vikings and Bears, who are playing each other this Sunday. Last night, the NBA was in action at full force. The Lakers beat the Trailblazers 126-117, with LeBron James leading in points with 44. The 76ers were taken down by the Magic 111-106, and the Heat took the Nets 120-107, and the Bulls lost to the Celtics 111-82. Tonight, the Warriors will play the Rockets at 8 p.m., the Hawks will play the Nuggets at 9, and the Spurs will play the Clippers at 10:30 p.m. A concession workers at the Detroit Tigers Stadium, Comerica Park, has been fired and sentenced to 18 months of probation. Jalen Curley was seen in an Instagram recorded on September 21st during the Tigers and Royals game, spitting on a pizza that was served to a customer. Tests were done and it was determined that Curley did not have any communicable diseases. Curley pled guilty to one felony account and one misdemeanor account of food law violations. 21-year-old Curley has been ordered to take an anger management class, 18 months of probation, and not be able to work around food for the duration of the probation. Well, what we had was a pizza, and I hear you got a story about a pancake.
What you gotta do, Caleb? If you escape prison with the help of your mother, you might want not to go out for pancakes right after. 27-year-old Joshua Gallett and his 54-year-old mother, Kathy Lee Prince, were arrested Tuesday at an IHOP as Gallett met with his children. Gallett called his mother after the escape, which the police traced to the IHOP location. Gallett is now charged with felony escape. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I don't blame him. Right out of prison,
would
the first
you
thing.
want to have your mother involved with this escape?
Probably. But
She
I
probably
feel like
knows best. All right, that's all the time we have for you today at Public Eye News. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNME